Hello friends, and welcome back to the garden. This species spotlight is on the persimmon. We've got Asian persimmons and American persimmons that both are great for our food forests in Central and North Florida. This one in the picture is a Asian persimmon called Saijo. It's my favorite. The fruit is the best tasting fruit I've ever tasted. There's also a couple or three different persimmons in my garden. Fuyu is another one. By the way, this is another Saijo. We're filming this on December 2nd. So you can see there's still some leaves on the tree on December 2nd. I've got others though that all the leaves have fallen. This is a Fuyu, another Asian persimmon. That last Fuyu had lost all its leaves, but we're still seeing leaves on this one. And you can see by now that the persimmons are one of the trees that do give us some fall color here in Florida. But they vary. So this Saijo has been in the ground since, well, several months ago. And all the leaves are gone on that. And there's another Fuyu. Dropped almost all of its leaves. There's one left. And this is one, an Asian persimmon called Great Wall. Okay, the difference between American persimmons and Asian persimmons. They're very closely related, by the way. So there are crosses also of these two. You'll see some hybrid trees that are a hybrid between Asian persimmons and American persimmons. But let's get into the basics on these persimmons. The American persimmon tree grows much bigger in general than these Asian persimmons. It's got a wide range of what it can tolerate in terms of chill hours and still produce fruit. So the local Florida American persimmons are fine with the low chill hours, and they'll produce fruit. The American persimmon tree can become part of your canopy eventually and get over 30 feet tall. The Asian persimmons typically are just part of the understory, less than 30 feet tall. American persimmons have only recently have people been working on improving the fruit in the tree. The Asian persimmon, some estimates are 3,000 years or so is how long ago there's evidence that Asian persimmons were already being improved. So think about that. When Christopher Columbus came to the New World, Asian persimmons had been improved for 2,500 years or so. That's amazing. But as a result, it's going to be really hard to beat the fruit quality of the Asian persimmon. The thing about, though, persimmons is that you really need to look at your chill hours. So I'm good here in Central Florida, southern Marion County. I'm good with these Saijos and with the Great Wall. I'm pretty confident I'm going to get fruit production out of those. There will be fruit production with my local Central North Florida American persimmons. The fruit quality is not that great, so I'm looking for shade from those trees and wildlife value. I will eat them when they're completely ripe, and that gets into another thing, the astringency. We'll get into that in a second. My Fuyus here, I'm borderline on the chill hours. So they're going to be better for North Florida than Central Florida in terms of achieving the chill hours needed to get some fruit production out of them. Okay, discussed astringency. The Fuyus are non-astringent persimmons, meaning you can pick the fruit and eat it anytime it begins to ripen, and not worry about a lot of astringency in the fruit that is just like a very, very sour taste that'll just pucker up your whole face. Believe me, if you've ever eaten a non-ripe astringent persimmon, you know what I mean. And if you have not ever done that, you need to go ahead and do it so that you learn that lesson. With the astringent persimmons, they need to be beyond ripe. They need to be borderline, almost starting to rot. But the payoff is wonderful. These Saijos, The fruit, like I said, is the best tasting fruit I've ever had. You just split them open and scoop out that fruit with a spoon, and it's like scooping out some jelly or some jam. They're very sweet, and they've got just wonderful tropical flavors, complexity to the flavor profile. That's just amazing. You just have to try it to really understand it. So that's the astringent persimmons. Now there are many other varieties that are both astringent and non-astringent. In fact, there's a whole long list of just different types of fuyus, the non-astringent. So what you want to look for is the chill hour requirement for where you're at. All of these that I've mentioned here work fine in North Florida, and there's many others. The American and Asian persimmon crosses, where they've been hybridized, that's where you're going to see most of the quote unquote American persimmons that have improved fruit. It's improved fruit because it's been hybridized with the Asian persimmons. There are some American persimmon that are strictly, totally American persimmon without any cross with the Asian that are pretty good on fruit. But most of those generally, they don't do that well in Florida. There's a few that do, but most of them do better further north. The persimmon tree grows all the way up pretty north in North America. I'm not sure exactly how far north they go, but I know they go way up the eastern seaboard, up towards the northeast, if not including the northeast. Persimmons, they're easy to grow. They like to grow here. They like our Florida sand. They don't have pest and disease problems. They're not real picky in terms of requiring all kinds of care like an apple tree or an orange tree might. And so they're highly suitable for Florida food forests. One thing you will see show up on them in the fall is webworms. Okay, that just looks like you just caterpillar, a nest of caterpillars with really white, like caterpillar silk, creating almost like a large area, like a large cocoon. And it's unsightly. The caterpillars eventually will eat a bunch of the leaves of the tree, but really they do not hurt the tree. By that point, it's late in the season. The tree's getting ready to drop its leaves anyway. So I don't bother with them. If I see an infestation that seems a little bit bigger than usual, I might try to remove a little bit of it. But for the most part, I just let that go and let that happen because those caterpillars become excellent bird food. And we want to support the entire ecosystem with our food forest. So, yeah, they're trouble-free. You'll see some webworms, but don't worry about them. Just pick the persimmon variety that requires the amount of chill hours that you have in your location. We're down around 200 chill hours here, so I'm not sure I'll get a lot of fruit from my fuyus. Some years I may get more than others. There may be some years where I don't get any fruit with the fuyus. But I'm pretty confident on the Saijo, the Great Wall, and my local American persimmons that I'll get fruit. All right, I hope that was helpful. It's one of the best trees you can grow in your Florida food forest, both from ease of growing, they're trouble-free and just very easy to grow, and from the quality of the fruit. Fantastic. To me, it's the finest fruit you can grow easily in a Central and North Florida food forest. That's it for today, y'all. Take care now.